All right, this time we're back. I'm Hugo. We're watching Lefties Losing It, the Rita Panahi show. A little bit about this person before I go down. I want to know who she was before I watch this. This says skynews.com, Australia. So it made me start thinking, like, are people watching us and just laughing? Are we just that? Is that it? Like, are we the laughing stock of the world lately? So I wanted just to kind of get some background info on her before I continued. The Rita Panahi show, Rita's reality check on the crazy world with her unique take on the big issues facing us all. 4.8 out of 10 on IMDb. Yeah, whatever. Rated pretty well on other stuff. What ethnicity is Rita Panahi? She was born in Pine Bluff, Arkansas, United States. So here, the child of Iranian parents. Her mother was a midwife. Nice. And her father was an agricultural engineer. I don't really know what that means. Does that mean he's just a farmer? The family returned to Iran during her infancy, living on the coast and moving to Tehran by 1979. So this lady's not young, I think. Let's see. Age. It's probably going to show me the age of the show because I'm dumb. And I also spelled it wrong. Anyways, let's move on. I want to watch this because, in 2016, people melted down. And people always melt down. Every election, doesn't matter who wins, the other side's losing it. So, just wanted to see.
For Lefties Losing It, let's have some fun looking at reactions to.
I understand that it is fun to watch people losing their minds because it is enjoyable, especially after you're told for 4 years that the other side is this or that. If one side's calling the other side racist, fascist, Nazis, all these crazy things, that the men are the worst, that all men are evil, you would alienate a lot of people. And that's something that's kind of not spoken about. Anyways, let's go in.
Donald Trump's extraordinary win. The red wave has cometh, and the lefties are, well, they're giving me too much content.
I'm sorry.
All right. I didn't know that we were being spoken of so openly on the news in other countries. That's interesting. Guys, comment down below. Is this something you guys see all the time? And how do you feel about it? How do you guys feel about Trump winning? All these things. I'm just curious. I, as someone who kind of doesn't leave the house much, I'm a stay-at-home dad. So when I go on the internet, I just kind of see, dumb posts by my parents. I don't really do much outside of doing jiu-jitsu here and there, hanging out with my family, and just being depressed. I've been working out a lot. I'm trying to get back in shape. It's tough. All right, let's watch this. I didn't know they were talking about us that much.
Oh, no.
Why would you record this?
Why?
Look. Not only is this embarrassing to just record yourself doing this, they're going to want to vote for whatever makes people do this just on that alone, because it is funny. It sucks that, someone feels this way, sure, but like, let's see where this goes.
Look, it's fair to say she's not handling it well. As for this next lass,
okay, so Rita's got jokes.
I swear to God, if you idiots elect that demented man, I will burn this whole place to the ground.
And this woman is too old to be this stupid, but sadly, leftism and TDS can leave the sufferer delirious, delusional, and dangerously stupid.
You voted for a racist, a rapist, a dictator. You voted for a bully, a bigot, and a narcissist. Even the Germans tried to warn us, but you didn't listen. You didn't listen to the historians, the psychologists, the educators, and the intellectuals.
So here's one thing that's all right. So if someone says that you didn't listen to all the greatest minds, it's almost like calling them stupid. Like, not the people that they didn't listen to or whatever in this case. It's divisive. Like, look, I don't know. I'm so torn on this. It's like calling everyone else an idiot because you didn't vote for, your ideals and whatnot.
Of course not, because Dictatorship 101 is to convince you to distrust the media, the educated, and to create an us versus.
And that's another thing, like, if you won a Democratic election and the popular vote, maybe it worked. I don't know. Like, I'm so confused by it. Like, it really is a weird time.
That mentality.
It's always the dimmest folk who go on about educated experts. If you're wondering why these lefties are so triggered, so shocked by reality, so out of touch with their fellow Americans, well, it could be because they consume the type of media I'm about to show you now. Here are some of our favourite media leftists who were convinced that Donald Trump was toast, that Kamala was going to win.
I almost don't even want to continue this video.
Lights out.
Please welcome back the next president of the United States.
Those are some bold claims, especially, if that's not the
It's going to be a
case.
blowout, actually. I don't think it's going to be a close race. I think there are going to be those Republicans that just vote for Harris.
It'll be tied on Election Day, as always it will. The polls will be tied, and then he'll lose.
You call us trash? Oh, J.D. Vance, you just effed up in a way that I've never seen in my political life, and I worked for Sarah Palin.
I would say take Harris over 270 electoral votes. Let these fools in these crypto markets do something. Let them drive the betting line. And
See, again, like, and I'm sure every side does it, but you just can't call people you're hoping that they vote for you fools, idiots, Marxists, all these little things. You just can't do it. It's not going to work out, especially if you're calling them something that they truly aren't. Like, the amount of times I've heard people call everyone like Nazis and we're talking about like something that's not related. It's crazy. They're just like, oh, they don't believe with what I believe in, so they're Nazis. It's just like, it alienates people, like, to a crazy degree. I'm going to get so much hate for this. I'm like 2 minutes in.
replace it and take advantage of it. That's what I would do. I think she's going to win.
You wrote Trump is toast. Do you stand behind that today?
Oh, even more so. I feel the same way that I felt a few weeks ago that Trump is toast.
And they're not taking the loss well. Here is Sunny Hostin of The View lashing out at white women without college degrees.
What we did not have is white women who voted about 52%, right, for Donald Trump. Uneducated white women, is my understanding. You have Latino men, actually.
Uneducated. It also goes to show you that if they're saying they're uneducated just because they didn't vote for what they voted for. So now if I heard this and I was a white, uneducated woman or whatever, and in this case it means anyone who voted for the other side, it makes them feel like, oh, again, the people we're hoping to win over thinks I'm an idiot. And vice versa. Like, you can't come to discourse at that point, ever. Guys, I've watched Attack on Titan. I know how this goes.
Actually voting more for him.
Those awful women and Latino men, how dare they think for themselves? By the way, the exit polls showed that the majority of married men, unmarried men, and married women voted for Trump. It was the unmarried women who backed Kamala. What was it that J.D. Vance said about that group? And Sunny also made some absurd claims about losing her civil rights. The desperation to be a victim is strong in this one.
I worry about my children's future, especially my daughter, who now has less rights than I have. And I remember my father telling me many, many years ago that I was the first person in his family to enjoy full civil rights. And now I have less. civil rights than I had when he told me that. So again, I'm
Is that
profoundly
true, though?
disturbed.
And the perpetually aggrieved ladies of The View also want greater censorship. They want to curb free speech on social media so a Democrat never loses again.
Well, it would help if we could regulate social media, because one of the biggest offenders is D.C. and Congress have not been able to do one thing in regard to the rogue corporations of social
get any
media.
better with Elon Musk now in the administration.
Now to MSNBC's Joy Reid, who's...
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Rita's doing a great job of making me just annoyed with everything. It just annoys me. All the politicking is just so annoying. And I know they're like, well, you need to have an opinion. And it's just like, both sides are pretty annoying. I kind of see why the right won this time. But it's just so victim oriented, and I'm just sick. I don't even want to finish this video.
One here, she claims that Florida is a fascist state.
It's a pure Project 2025 in miniature in Florida, and that kind of extreme, sort of extremist right-wing fascist type government in Florida, does that make it a more attractive place?
Oh dear, and if you're in the habit of consuming media like that, then you may react like this when Donald Trump has a landslide victory.
We may not.
Guys, I love mushrooms. I'm a big THC enjoyer from time to time. What makes you make this video? Like, and you know, like to play, you know, devil's advocate, or I guess, be on her side before I even see what she says. She strongly feels this way. So I kind of get it that you would be like, I need to make a video. I need to speak out. But it's, God, the method, the mediums are always so piss poor.
I have rights tomorrow.
Yo, I'm scared to go to sleep. I might wake up in my way.
That would be a scary reality, but that's not the case. Like, now I'm in it. Now the delusions are pretty high sometimes. That has to be for views, right? Is that what it is? They're like, oh, this is gonna go viral.
Having a meltdown. I don't know how to do this. Right now, I'm just not. I can't deal with this right now. I am 48 years old and I have never experienced anything like this and never thought I would in this country.
But what is it that, okay, maybe I'm just ignorant. Maybe, because they were like, oh, men failed women. And it's just like, what? If the majority is voting, especially like in, kind of like your typical old standard way of, man and woman have a family, blah, 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 typical, I don't want to say typical, but just kind of how it's always been. Was that wrong? But like, if the ideal majority are saying they want it some way, I don't know, man. It's like saying democracy doesn't work, and that's weird. I'm not gonna finish this video because I have a feeling I'm not even gonna post it because it even though I'm kind of enjoying it, it doesn't feel good, and I don't think anyone else cares to see that. And I don't want people being like, oh, he's this or that. And it's just, I want to see both sides. And on some sense, I find it humorous to both sides. And I'm sure that makes me an asshole or something. I'm not sure. But, I'm trying to be me authentically. And I give everybody their chance. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me. Like and subscribe. If this is content you enjoy for some reason, sound off below. And maybe I'll return to it. Who knows? Yeah, I had no idea what to expect watching it. It just annoyed me more than anything. Whatever. Thanks for hanging out with me. See you for the next one. Bye.